Welcome back, guys. My name is Brandon. This is my 2018 Neo toy hauler slash mobile welding rig. I've completely finished the interior of this trailer. If you want to see it, I have a whole build video. I built all aluminum cabinets for the inside, had them all powder coated. Everything is finished. It looks incredible. If you want to see how I did it, go check out the video. The issue that I'm having right now is that when I'm not using the trailer, I always want it to be level. That way I can get in and out of it. The door's not just swinging closed because the tongue's up too high. The benefits of having a trailer is that when you go onto a job site, and let's say you either need to pick up more materials or you forget something or you want to go to lunch, you can just drop your trailer real quick, set it up level, and then just take your tow vehicle and go do the errands that you need to do. The other benefit, like I said, is when it's not hooked to my truck, I want it level. When it's hooked to my truck, it's level. When it's not hooked to my truck, it's level. So that means I gotta jack the thing all the way up to get it off to my truck, go in the truck, pull the truck ahead, get back out of the truck, lower it back down by hand, crank it down, and then just keep stepping back, looking at it, then go up, crank it some more. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Lower it down. I've contemplated on putting some like little camper, you know, the little bubble vials to see when it's level and when it isn't, but here in Maine that doesn't work out good. That's kind of a temporary solution. They get busted. You guys that have campers know how that works. They only last for a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with this Phoenix 4000 electric tongue jack, and as you can see, it's got intelligent memory. What that's going to allow me to do is hit a button. It'll rise all the way up to the truck height. Then I can back underneath it and then hit another button. It'll lower back down. Then when I want to set it level, hit a button. It'll rise up off my truck automatically. I pull the truck ahead, hit the memory button down, and it'll go all the way down to the level position and stop on its own. And they market this as the fastest jack on earth. And I'll show you the specifications. Probably the part you'd really care about is the 18-inch travel distance. And it also has an extension at the bottom, similar to how this one is, but it can go up and down, so it's adjustable. So I looked underneath it. These 3 bolts are actually tapped into this part of the hitch. But then I look underneath, you see this aluminum plate? They've put a plate across the bottom and welded it and put a through hole for the jack, so that way it helps stabilize it. Now, this is a really high quality trailer, and these are some of the little add-ons that they do to make it better. Most trailers wouldn't have this plate here. It would just be mounted to the top. And the issue is that if the trailer's on an incline, it's pulling back. If it's forward, it's going forward, and it's kind of like creating almost like a pivot point right there. But because they put that plate under the bottom, it's now secured here and it's secured here. So it's really rigid. This is a nice rigid jack. I have a feeling we're going to end up having to do some modification. This is the mounting configuration of how that goes. We might even have to cut this plate to match that shape. All right, I've been talking enough. Let's get this thing off here. Oh, wow. Now that I got the bolts broken free, we'll jack the tongue way up. I will put a jack stand underneath it, and we can start on this assembly. Now I'm going to jack this up real high, kinda. That way, if I got to work underneath it, I got some room. Boy, wouldn't that be nice if this bolted right up, guys? Here are the assembly instructions. It comes with a socket, a 9/16 socket, and that's in the event, let's say your battery was dead and you couldn't move the trailer up or down. You can pull this cap off right in here, and there's a drive down in there. You can just spin this and manually move this up and down. This is made by a company called Ultra Fab. You can see they got their logo right in at UF. It's got a light on the front, so when you're hooking up at night, we'll try that out. And then here are all the switches for it. Got on and off, memory 1, memory 2, turn the light off and on, and then retract and extend. And this is the adjustable foot for the bottom. That would pretty much take the place of this block that I have here. And now you can kind of get a better look at what we got. This trailer is just so well built. I like the way they did this. So these are tapped and threaded. And then you can look down in there and see that there's that brace that holds this jack to keep it from, you know, if you only had it attached up here, that's going to create like a rocking point or a fulcrum. It's good that they did this, you know. This is kind of like the difference between buying, you know, a cheaper trailer and one that's a little more expensive. And when I bought this, guys, I didn't buy it new. I bought it used, and I got a great deal on this trailer, and I talk all about it in that series. Let's see if this will bolt right up. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, so far, so good. Holding up a little bit. It might be dry, tight on the bottom where it goes through that second plate. Push down on it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, wow. Lines right up, guys. Wow. Couldn't ask for better. Got plenty of leads on this to run right back to my battery. Check that out, guys. Lines right up. However, I don't want to use those same bolts. I'm going to go get some grade 8 that has this yellow zinc coating on it. I'll go to Tractor Supply. If you guys are looking to buy bolts, that's the cheapest place you can buy them. Hands down, you're not going to find them cheaper anywhere else. The bolts are super cheap there. I want to make this look nice and tidy, so when I was at Tractor Supply picking up the bolts and washers, I picked up some split wire loom. That'll just make the wires look really clean, and I'm also going to tape them up before I put the loom on it. That'll kind of like keep them together and keep them from like chafing against one another. Now we can mount the jack to the hitch. I'm pretty pumped. I didn't have to do any modifications on any of this. I would have loved to have got zinc washers, but they didn't have any. These are 3/8 bolt, and in the 3/8 zinc washer bucket, they had 7/16 washers. So they were all sloppy. They didn't have any 3/8 zinc washers anywhere. So we're just going to use these. That's what was on the other one, and it was fine. This ought to last a while too, because this is all powder coated. Now we can put on our split wire loom. Hopefully it's the right size. This will just kind of give it a finished look, plus it'll help protect it. Check this out, guys. I went to put the other bolts away that I took out of this in my bolt bin, and I had zinc washers in my bolt bin. So sweet, jackpot. There, that looks better, guys, way better. That would have bugged me, not having the yellow zinc washers and just having a regular plain steel washer. So now this has all grade 8 hardware mounting this to the trailer. All right, now we can start mounting our wires and making this look all nice and neat. We're done out here as far as the installation goes. This is like super clean. Nice, all concealed on the back side, so you don't have to worry about it getting slammed up. And then I've got it wire tied over to the frame along here. Now we just got to take the end of our wire and get that up through the floor into our battery box. And I need to drill it with a drill bit, but I don't want it too big, but I also don't want it too small. I want it just right. So what you can do is take a pair of calipers and then just adjust it so that it fits over whatever it is you're trying to put through the floor or through a hole. And that's it right there. Now we just take our calipers and find out which bit works best for that. And that's it right there. That is a 1/2 inch drill bit. That'll work perfect. I wasn't really able to bring you up under as I drilled it just because it was so difficult, but I'll show you what it looks like up underneath. You can see how the wire comes along the frame. I'm going to put another cable tie right there in that little gap. Then I just put a little clip right here with a stainless steel screw so it doesn't rust out and break off, and then it just goes nice tightly up through the floor. So that'll keep this all nice and protected up here. But yeah, I need to put another one right there. And it'll probably be hard to see, but this is where it comes up through the trailer, and it comes up right between the edge of the battery box and this tool cabinet right here. So now all I got to do is just hook on my fuse wire and connect it on to my positive and negative battery terminals. You see how the lights are all on in this cabinet? I have it set up with magnetic contactors and LED lights, so when you close the door it turns off and then it turns on when you open it. And again, I made all these cabinets. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check out the video. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, guys. I'm going to solder up these connections. I've installed the inline fuse. I've put ring terminals on the ends. Now I'm going to solder up the ring terminals onto the wire, and I've got some heat shrink on it as well. Whenever I'm doing electrical, I always try to solder if I can. It just gives such a better connection. Now I'm going to heat up the butt connector, the heat shrink. It's all built on to the butt connector. And I'll have links. I got this stuff on Amazon, and this has been an awesome kit. Little electrical kit. I loosened up the connections on the battery. That's why those lights were flashing. Yeah, these lights are probably going to flicker again, just because I'm loosening up all these connections. So it comes up through the floor right here, and then it branches off to that fuse and goes to that. Then it goes to here, and I'm probably going to change this fuse out for this type right here, like the automotive blade type fuses. And the reason for that is that I don't have round fuses typically, but I do have these blade fuses. And you can see I've got everything all labeled, what amperage it is and what it goes to. All right, it's time to try this thing out. Now the great thing about this foot, this adjustable foot right here, and it's all the way down right now, is it pretty much eliminates the need for one of those blocks. But I still like the block for a couple different reasons. So for one, it helps spread the load out, especially if you were in like soft or dirt conditions. Plus it also keeps the jack part that's up in here up inside, so it's not exposed to the elements, because that shaft for the jack is all greased, and you can actually see some of the grease right there. So if this rusts up, you can just buy a new one of these. If this shaft rusts up, you don't want it to. So that's kind of one of the benefits of having a block. It keeps more of the mechanism up inside the jack. Oh, you probably got to turn it on. Oh, I hear a noise. And now we can press the light. There we go. Oh, the light works. That's LED. And let's see. Let's extend it up and get it off that jack stand down there. Oh, easily lifted this trailer. Now I can pull this out. So I'm going to set, I think, memory 1 will be with the trailer level. I'll program that memory. Then memory 2 will be to lift it up so it can clear the hitch on my truck. And the great thing is once the memories are pressed, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to stand here and wait. Holy smokes, guys, that is like way off the ground. That is almost 26 inches off the ground, and I can go another 5.5 inches. I can go like to 31.5. That's crazy. I mean, look at the trailer as it sits like this. It's like, looks like it's doing a wheelie. That's way off the ground. Just love how fast this is. Alright, I'm going to put this foot all the way up inside here. Just like that. Now I think if you hit extend twice, it'll actually go down automatically and make contact. Yeah, see? So that's just doing it on its own now. And then it stops. Now I'm going to lower it so the trailer's level and set that as menu 1. So we'll set that as memory 1. I think you hold it. Then for my truck, I need to set it for 19 so that when I hit memory 2, it just goes up to 19 inches and I can back my truck under it. We'll go 20. Now I'll set that as memory 2 by holding it. Okay, now if I hit memory 1, it should drop it down to being level. Look at that, guys, all by itself. How slick is that? Now if I hit memory 2, it should bring it up to the height so I can back my truck under it. And that should be about 19 inches. Yep. Wow. I am totally impressed with this, guys. Totally. Awesome setup. Looks clean. I did see some reviews on it that said this was loud. I didn't think it's that loud. So now if you look over here, I've got a level sitting on my floor. Can you see that bubble? It's not even close to level. Watch this. So let's just say I just drove away with my truck and now I want to make it level again. Just hit memory 1 once and it'll do its own thing. Check that out, and it's all level now. If the trailer's not level and the trailer's up in the air and you go to open up these, unlock that lock, all the drawers fly open and everything else. So it really needs to be level front to back, both going down the road and when it's sitting. This is just going to be a huge time saver, guys. No more going back and forth trying to figure out if it's level and then cranking a little more and then checking it and cranking and checking. And like I said, those little vials that you can put on the frame, those work okay. I mean, for like a camper, they have them that go left and right and front to back. They're all right, but they just don't last. They break, they fade, they leak out. You know, it's just in Maine, it just doesn't work that great. Probably in a warmer climate it would, but I'll tell you what, this is awesome. So I'll have links down below in the video description if you want to check this out. They aren't cheap, but the great thing is it's got a 10-year warranty. If you register this within, I think, 30 days of buying it, they will give you a 10-year warranty. If you don't, then it gets a 2-year warranty. 10-year warranty, that's pretty incredible. I'll definitely get my use out of this. Now the next thing I want to do is go over everything that I've done so far, make sure everything's tight. And you know I'm a big fan of torquing my fasteners, so I just want to check the torque on everything. Now's the time. Sometimes you get going a little too fast, and this just ensures that everything's done right. Plus this lets me get used to my new torque wrench that I just picked up, because over on my motivated dirt bike channel I've got to torque some heads, so I want to get used to this torque wrench on how it works. New videos every Friday, so if this is something you like, please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Until next week, guys, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.